hey, you don't need to go to four-year college. You could earn 70 grand as a high school junior to become a welder.
Hold on, Charlie.
That is not a truth. That is.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel where the art of debate meets the cool side of commentary. I'm your host, The Performance, and I'll be checking out a video titled Charlie Proves College is a Court of Lies. Wow. I believe there's going to be another interesting one. Let's check it out.
Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, everyone. How are you? So, today, I'll be honest. Yeah. Good to meet you. I'm not a very political person. I'm here for the love of the game only, and I want to see your views, So my topic of discussion is going to be that college is not a scam. And please hear me out till the end before I ask my question, so it kind of makes sense. So I understand everything you say. You said college is a scam, and the issue is because there's a lot of student loans, there's people who drop out of college every year, there's a lot of people who can't find jobs, government's funding it, and why should taxpayers pay for it, right? I understand. It's a concern. It's valid. But at the same time, scam means fraud, and fraud is not what college is, because colleges don't promise guaranteed success. Colleges promise access to resources, which they do deliver. And it's up to the people to actually be accountable and use those resources correctly. But what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people don't use it correctly and fail. I do agree that there needs to be reforms. I think especially the funding of colleges should be reformed, how the government funds may be limited, maybe more structured and with more oversight. But at the end of the day, colleges do provide a lot of value to the society. And also, people who do go to colleges, on average, statistically, earn higher income on average, have half the unemployment rate, and they have more opportunities. So my question to you is, are you denying the data?
Okay, so let's define a scam. What is a scam?
Well, I just defined it. Fraud, right?
Yes. So would you agree in a scam, you force a customer to buy something against their will?
Here's the thing.
Yes or no? I let you talk. Yes or no?
Yes, but here...
Okay, how many of you have to take classes against your will that are waste your time? Look around.
Hold on.
Look around.
But here's...
I let you talk. Look around.
Charlie, I'll be honest.
You haven't looked around yet.
I've taken classes myself.
Every hand is up. Hold on. You just agreed a scam would make people buy something against their will, and every hand went up in the audience saying they have to take classes against their will. You just now agreed, using Aristotelian logic, that that's a scam.
Hold on. Don't people choose to go to college?
Not always. That's a bit. Well, of course they have the agency.
People have the right to go to college.
A lot are pressured by parents. Time out. Of course they have the agency to do that. But there's a cultural expectation to get that piece of paper. Secondly, to your point about earning more money, do you know half of the kids in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that does not require a college degree?
I've actually fact-checked your data.
It's from the Department of Education.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The reality is that's true only for entry-level roles. Later in the career, that's not the case. Average college graduate earns 80% higher income compared to high school graduate.
If they graduate.
Median...
See, that's a deceiving statistic. I wrote a whole book on this. It's very deceiving. Let me tell you why. Because you're taking the top income earners of doctors and lawyers and engineers, and it brings the average up even more.
Let's look
when
at the
in
median.
reality, no, you look at people who study the humanities. You have a big humanities school at UC Riverside. They will, on average, earn maybe $50,000 or $60,000 a year. Secondly,
even liberal arts graduates earn $15,000 to $40,000 more than high school graduates.
Incorrect. That's old data.
That's correct.
How many here?
That's correct.
How many people here would be thrilled earning $70,000 a year right now?
That's higher than the average.
Wrong. According to the Wall Street Journal, hundreds of thousands of high school juniors getting $70,000 a year job offers for not going to college to become plumbers, welders, and electricians. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to get student loan debt. I let you talk. Let me talk. So they don't have to go into debt. They don't have to get any degree. I'm sure almost everyone in this audience would be like, boy, I would kill to earn 70 grand a year. And yet how many people in this audience were told a fair hearing, hey, you don't need to go to four-year college. You could earn 70 grand as a high school junior to become a welder.
Hold on, Charlie.
That is not a truth.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that on average, the college graduates earn about 30% higher than trade school graduates. And again, I agree, there's alternatives. College is not for everyone. I totally agree with you. People could go to trade school, they could start a business. But everything comes with risk. We got to look at what is college promising the students. College is promising access to resources, and it provides it.
Incorrect. Colleges implicitly and explicitly through their website and their promotional material tell parents that if you come here, you will have a better life. Instead, that is the sales pitch. I guarantee you, if someone
Please show me one website. I've looked all over the place. I haven't seen a single university that guarantees success or happiness.
Hold on a second.
They promise resources.
I just said implicitly and explicitly. Almost every single college has on their website, preparing leaders for a better tomorrow, preparing leaders for an ever-changing world. And if you go through that, they have all these deceiving statistics that if you come to this college for 4 years, allow me to finish talking, okay? Again, for 4 years, yep, someone, we're going to keep going, don't stare. We tried to warn about that. Get them some water, too. Yeah, and you get a signed hat. Don't faint just for the signed hat. Of course, I acknowledge that some college graduates do better. That window is increasingly closing. Now, let me ask you another argument that you might not be prepared for. Almost everybody in this audience is studying something that will be irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. Do you think at this school, every single course and every degree is really prepared for the AI revolution that is coming next?
Now, let me ask you a question.
You have to answer mine.
What are your alternatives?
Oh, I have plenty. So
Yeah.
actually, there's 11 million job openings right now that pay you more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. Right now.
But did you know that
11 million.
95%, over 95% of U.S. employers still require a college degree for mid to high roles? And about 40%
I understand
require
that. That's
just
actually,
to get in.
Again, you didn't even answer my question. You're dodging it. But that number's coming down. Secondly, 11 million jobs that pay more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. My alternative also is this. If you want to get something specialized, of course, go to college. The vast majority of kids that go to college are studying the humanities, soft social sciences, psychology, or communications. They're not studying to become engineers or doctors or nurses, all of which I totally understand. And what you're basically saying, your argument, which is true, but it's fraudulent, come here to get a piece of paper because once you get the piece of paper, then you'll get a job.
That's not true. No one is promising that. College promises access to resources. Access to preparation to leadership doesn't mean guarantee.
Again,
it only gives access. You are the one responsible. I think it should be merit-based and people should take accountability for their actions. If they come to college and be lazy, don't take classes, they are going to achieve nothing.
Do they have job preparedness at this school?
Yes, there's a career guidance center. I went to it.
Hold on, wait, they have a whole center about career preparedness, so they're selling career preparedness.
Yes, and you gotta go and access it yourself.
Point. Wait, hold on. So they're selling.
Time
out. You keep interrupting me, man. Again, do they teach you to interrupt in college this much? It's like you gotta let the other person talk, okay?
Let me be honest. I respect you, but no one interrupts more than you.
At career preparedness centers are implicitly and explicitly telling you you're getting something of value. And again, half the people in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that doesn't require a college degree. They'll be burdened with debt. It's 4 years of wasted time, talent, and treasure. And finally, and most importantly, almost every one of your careers will be rendered obsolete by AI in the next 10 years.
Hold on. Are you denying the data that $1.2 million higher earnings in median for college graduates?
I've already explained that.
That's not the mean. You were talking about the average. What about the median?
I've already explained it's not degree specific. Also, one other stat. Do you know that 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate? 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate.
That's not true.
It is. 59% is the national graduation rate. Okay, again, I can't have a conversation if you deal in different, factual
I'm just
reality.
trying to say the same degree. If you're talking about dropout rates, I totally agree with you. There is a lot of people dropping out. That's an issue. We should find ways to fix that.
Wow. What an interesting debate. You can tell this was really heated. The college student is not in agreement with Charlie Kirk. He totally disagree to agree with Charlie. I can see his reasons why he believes college is not a scam, because the university is not promising a guarantee success. They are just promising to give you the resources which you need, so you are accountable for your own future based on the decision you make and based on how you use the resources you have been given to be productive. I understand the point the college student is stating, and the fact Charlie also stated that college is not a lot of courses people take in college. They actually don't need those courses. I totally agree with that, because people are meant to take some courses which they don't need. And at the end of the day, they have to pay for those courses. I believe that type of system should be looked into, whereby students are not meant to take courses that they don't actually need. And I understand the reason why Charlie is saying college is a scam, because a lot of students end up going to college, and at the end of the day, the job they want to do, they don't even need a certification. They don't need college degree for those jobs. I understand that fact. And a lot of people go to college, and when they come out of the college, they have a lot of debts they have to pay, which is going to be very hard on them. And a lot of parents are going to, go for loan, take 3 or 4 jobs just to pay the college fees for the students. And at the end of the day, when the students come out as graduates, he end up not using those certification. I understand that fact, but I also understand that there are courses that you can't, learn if you don't go to college. If you want to become a doctor, you have to go to college. If you want to become an engineer that specify on a particular field, you have to go to college. So I believe Charlie is not saying college is totally a scam. Charlie is trying to say, if you are going to college for courses that are not needed, for certification that are not needed in the job market, it means college is a scam. That is the point Charlie is trying to prove. If you are going to college for certification that are not needed in the job market, that proves it that college is a scam. But if you are going to college for courses like medicine, courses like nursing, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor, these courses are very relevant in the job market. But if you are going to college for courses that are not relevant in the job market, that are not needed, that means it's not really very necessary to go to college, because you can actually get a job in those fields even without going to college. That is the point Charlie is trying to make the college student understand. And the point the college student also stated that a lot of people who go to college earn more as compared to those that don't go to college. Because when you are starting at the entry level, you might not necessarily earn more, but there is a point you will get to that they will need your certification in order to be able to promote you to certain position. I understand that point, but it's not really very necessary, because there are still some people that don't go to college and they are earning more, just like the footballers, just like the plumbers, just like those in the carpentry field. Not necessarily all of them went to college, but they are earning more, even better than those that have college certification. So I believe if you don't want to go for something like medicine, something that is needed in the job market, you don't necessarily have to go to college. That is the point Charlie is trying to make the college student understand. Wow. So based on the facts Charlie have stated, let's get the comments coming and let's get the conversation rolling. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day.